Hi, this is Ken Gidge, and this is The Art of Politics, the only show of its type where there is a Democrat, good, and a Republican, bad. Well, not actually. Well, we kind of debate, and, well, let me introduce my person. Hey, how are you?
I'm
This
doing
is
fine.
Representative Baldessaro. and
Al
how-
Baldessaro. in
Yeah,
case.
how do you pronounce it?
Baldessaro. Simple
Baldessaro.
Italian name.
Simple Italian name,
That's
right.
right.
And you've been there 8 years?
I'm on my fourth term. That's correct.
Fourth term.
You've been up there what?
I've been up there 3 terms.
So you used to ride up there. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I
3
thought you were up there
terms.
longer than me for some reason.
No.
Geez, the way you act, you seem like you've been up there for
Well,
years.
that's right, because I'm very knowledgeable. And
Oh, is that what it is?
yes, well, first of all, I just want to talk
Check
about
his voting
something
record.
that an individual who died, who was a representative for 30 years. That's 15 terms. His name is Ronald Labrie.
Was he from Nashville?
He was from Nashville, Ward 6, 30 years. He died at 92. My wife helped him write some things. He would dictate, and she would write some work that he needed done. And he wasn't there for about 4 or 5 days. I found out he died in a hospice. It's really too bad, but 30 years. Now, I asked you why, how long you were there, and you said 4 terms, and I said 3. Can you imagine being there 15 terms?
No, not at all.
And
I'm surprised I'm there 4 terms. But
Yeah.
the people keep sending me back.
Yes, well,
You know,
in
in
fact...
his case, he must have done a good job for the people there to go back
well,
up
I
there.
think he was one of those individuals who could work with Republicans and
Right.
Democrats, made no difference.
Unlike you, right, so
What
big
do you mean?
difference.
I told you, I have the world record. I'm the only person in the last 6 years to get a 100% vote on amendments, and then on the bill sent from the Senate, 368 to 0. Nobody, if that's not getting along with
Well,
the
that's
Democrats.
because Bill O'Brien put the word out to go easy on you. That's why when he was the
Well,
speaker. So.
they were real easy. We made history.
Right,
There was
'cause
only 2 people on it, myself and another person.
Bill O'Brien's name was on the bill, so naturally.
Bill O'Brien's name is not
No.
on the bill. All right.
All right, just checking. I wanted to see.
And we haven't seen Bill.
No,
Bill,
not at all.
Bill is all over the country.
Bill is the
world.
chief operating officer for a internet company, a German company.
Not a German company.
So he's making some money now. He lost a lot of money the 2 years as he was the speaker. You know,
Talking about losing a lot of money, it was your speaker, his administration, that lost the state $200 million, and you guys held up Medicaid, which was $1 million a day, $365 million in 1 year. You guys did that. You know, that's $500 million. How in the world? Why would people send Republicans back when you guys keep saying we keep raising the taxes? $500 million you guys screwed up
Do you feel
with.
better that you got this out of your system
Yeah,
now?
well, not quite.
Okay, you feel better now?
Yes.
Take a drink now and relax
All
now.
right, go ahead.
That $200 million, that federal that tax on the bed space on the hospital has been there for years and years and years. Under Benson, Gregg, Judd, I think
Judd Gregg started
Judd Gregg, Shaheen, Lynch, they all did nothing. Republicans and Democrats. So don't just point the fingers at Republicans.
Let me tell you
Let's
exactly.
be honest here
No,
now, but the real truth where it's supposed should be.
Yeah, let's put it where it belongs.
Right.
The reason why Gregg did that and everyone else went along with it, quite simply, was this. The hospitals would pay the state a particular amount of money. The state would get the money back and pay the hospitals back.
Yes.
Okay? So that's how it worked. So what happened when O'Brien and you guys got in is you took the money from the hospitals, but when the money came into the state, you didn't pay the hospitals
Okay.
back. Now, wait a second. That's how you balance the budget. Now we owe $200 million, and it's the Republicans' fault.
Well, did the court case already let out?
Yes, they did.
Okay, and they said that we owe $200.
We owe
Yeah, I haven't
$200
seen
million.
that part. But if you think about it, what we did was because the federal government came in and said we weren't taxing properly. There was something that the state wasn't doing right.
No,
There was some issues over this because it's a Medicaid tax, a bed
No,
tax,
we
right?
were, that's correct.
Yes.
We charged the hospitals paid us, and then we returned it when the Medicare came in. That's how it worked. Now, and that was a pretty good setup because the way Greg did it, which was we got more money coming back into the state because of the way we did that. So now the hospitals were paying, but we, to balance the budget, didn't pay the hospitals back. So they took us to court, and it's $200 million. Now, shame on Republicans. Having said that, let me just say something. If something like that hadn't been done, the budget wouldn't have been balanced.
Well, we had to recover from a $900 million deficit. So some tough decisions had to be made on the budget because the Democrats in the first 4 years have abused, came up with these unrealistic projected revenues, and they screwed the businesses on taxes. So let's be honest. Let's tell it like it is.
Why don't we,
did we have to make some tough decisions
but why don't we
before we
tell it
bankrupt
the
the
way
state?
it is? What you're not throwing into the mix here was two wars, which, by the way, was caused
Let's stay in New
by
Hampshire.
Republicans.
Let's stay in New
That's
Hampshire.
$1 trillion.
There you go
That
again, like
is-
Obama.
No, no.
Blame George Bush. Obama's been there 5 years now. Bush is long gone. Stick to New Hampshire. Lynch is long
I'm
gone.
trying to stick to New
Hassan.
Hampshire. Believe it or not, the United States, our federal government, is
means well.
connected to Nashville.
Yeah.
to New Hampshire.
He means well. Yeah, just like
God.
Obama, your president,
You know
wants
something?
to blame everybody else.
The people, well, he came up, well, the recession. You're saying that we did this, we did that, and we hurt everybody. You're not throwing in the recession. How'd the
You
recession
took-
come about? The recession came about because of Republicans, not Democrats.
How much money did you take from Obama there for shovel-ready projects there? And, we didn't put hardly anyone to work. How much money did you Democrats take?
Gee, now wait a minute. Did we balance the budget with that?
You had a deficit.
Just like you guys.
But you had a
balanced
deficit,
the
$900
budget.
million.
Why the hospitals, by not paying them back $200 million?
If
The point is made is that we're both guilty, both Republicans
that's
and
what I
Democrats.
said. We could have went on to something else if you listened to me 5 minutes ago when I
we
said
could have.
Republicans and
let's get to-
Democrats.
No,
throughout the years, we
No.
could have moved on. If you take a look at the
Any-
$900 million deficit that you did, you could call it a balanced budget. You can call it anything you want. The bottom line is, at the end of the 2 years, it wasn't balanced.
And you can say anything that you want, but you lost $1 million a day because you would not let Medicaid come into the state of New Hampshire. That's $365 million that you lost. We add the $200 million, and I don't want to go on any further with this.
I know
but
that.
you guys screwed up.
Because no, I don't think we
And
did.
by the way, Obamacare seems to be working.
Medicaid sets up another second-class people. Another class of people.
excuse me.
Medicaid
The-
takes
the
working
class
people
of what?
that had insurance, you knocked them off their insurance, and you forced them on the government roll. That's the Democrats' way of getting votes.
You know, I love it how you think you're preaching to the choir. You're not preaching to the
Does the
choir
truth
because
hurt?
you're not going to get away with it.
Does-
Medicaid is for people who don't have enough money to pay for insurance.
I wanna
they're
believe-
they're below the poverty line. So don't tell me people who are below the poverty line who don't have jobs. We threw them off and they don't have any insurance.
I want to believe that the people in Nashua are smarter and can understand and read through the BS. And they can see and understand what a $900 million deficit would happen a few years ago.
If
and they can
you-
understand the tough decisions we Republicans had to make.
Excuse me. If you want to continue, we'll go back to the $1 million a day and the $200 million that we got to pay back
Why?
now.
Because I still will vote against Medicaid expansion. If I had another opportunity to vote against it, I would vote against it. Because
Which is $1
we
million
stuck it
a
to the-
day, and 60% of the people on Medicaid are women, and you guys, the Republicans, are having a hard time with women. Why don't you stop when you're ahead?
if you're from a city or a town that has Medicaid expansion, you're using it, and you can't use the hospital in your town, blame them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because Antrim, there's 10 hospitals knocked
wait,
out.
Wait a minute.
Let's be honest.
If I remember correctly, because this happens to be my committee, Commerce, which is banking and insurance. So
Well, you guys are really
I
screwing
know,
the
I know
state.
insurance just a little. It was the Republicans who made it illegal to form an insurance exchange.
Yes, we did.
So what happens? Who comes in and forms an insurance exchange? An insurance company. And because they did this, they cut 10 hospitals out, which was because of the Republicans wouldn't let us form
You're
an
right.
exchange. Because if we would have, we wouldn't got rid of the hospital in Nashua.
What does government
We wouldn't
do
have got,
right?
So you guys are the ones who caused it. So now you're blaming Obama for it.
What does government do right? They put in this free insurance, and then you can keep your doctor and all this stuff, and they lied. What does government look at? Wait, let's go to
wait a
Medicare.
minute.
They're
Wait,
stuck
wait.
it to the seniors. You cut the millions of dollars off their Medicare.
You turn around and say, let's keep it in New Hampshire. Okay,
That's
let's
right.
keep it in New Hampshire. If you
I
guys
hit a
wouldn't
sore
have made
spot
it
on
illegal
Medicare.
and the state would have formed their own insurance exchange, Nashua, the city that we're talking in, wouldn't have lost a hospital.
Why?
And people who have lost the hospital lost their doctors.
Why?
Whose fault is it?
That's
it's
not true.
the Democrats, it's you guys.
That's not true. Antrim, right from the start, there was 10 hospitals that did not do business with Antrim. That's not true.
That's not factual.
Then why aren't those 10 hospitals
the-
that are doing
the-
business with Antrim? How come? Why are they not doing business?
Because
Antrim's an
Antrim
insurance company.
chose the hospitals in the city of Nashua.
Antrim.
They chose St. Joe's over
Antrim did,
Southern. Now hold
not
on a second.
Republicans.
Second largest city, we only have one hospital. And here's a good one for you.
Mm-hmm.
We're the second hospital. There's only 2 hospitals in our county, Hillsborough County, which is the largest, that have a mental care unit.
Is
Guess
Antrim-
where the other one is?
Where?
In Manchester. So people who have a problem here in mental health,
Mm-hmm.
who have that insurance policy, can't go to, Nashua. They've got to go to Manchester. And that is because of Republicans.
No, that's not true. Is Antrim made up of Republicans? Is Antrim controlled by the government? That's a private industry, a private insurance company. They're the ones who choose to do business with this hospital, that hospital. That's not the government. That's not Republicans. Don't you know the difference?
Excuse me. Yeah, I know the difference, but do you really honestly believe if we would have had an insurance exchange, if you guys didn't make it illegal, that the 2 hospitals would have been running in Nashua instead of only 1 hospital? Do
No,
you
I think-
really honestly think that would have happened?
I think if
you wanna
Obamacare
do it?
didn't step in, other insurance companies would have been doing business with those hospitals like they've been doing.
It has nothing to
It
do
has.
with that.
Then why did 22,000 people get
Because
knocked off insurance?
Anthem turned
Tell me why
around
22
and said these are the hospitals we're picking, and we could not fight against it. God knows I've tried
Mm-hmm. Why?
to fight against it. And I asked Anthem, I says, okay, if we add 1 more hospital, how much money
Okay.
is it? Someone from Anthem says to
Mm-hmm.
me, off the record, Kenny, whispers in my ear, you'll never get the numbers. You
Mm-hmm.
want to know why we're not going to get the numbers? Because they have something to do with finances. Insurance companies want to make so much money,
right,
and they
yes.
want to make it very easily.
And they cut
so what
the
they do is they
hospitals.
get rid of one in Nashua, and Carroll County doesn't even have a hospital in that county. And you let that happen.
I want you to remember this conversation here. Harvard Alliance, okay, the medical facility that handles, they own a bunch of hospitals in Massachusetts. They're doing a major cut right now of employees in those hospitals. You want to know why? Because Medicaid pays 30%. They cannot afford to maintain people anymore. So that's going to be a ricochet
Gee.
effect here in New Hampshire.
Gee, what's very
It's just a
interesting
matter of time.
about that is if Anthem has these hospitals, basically the 30% of the people, or as you're saying,
I'm saying pays out, though,
all right,
Your Honor, 30 cents on the dollar.
Well, everybody wants all that business.
I don't see it. Why is Harvard?
Everybody
Why is one
wants
of the
all that
biggest medical
business.
medical companies in the
Why
East Coast
why will Nashua
doing layoffs?
Why will Southern lay off? Because of you guys not letting us.
You keep
form an
saying you
insurance
guys, you
exchange.
guys. You
I
got
have a good
You
idea.
got a mouse in your pocket.
Last week
Huh?
we
You
didn't
guys.
talk
You
about.
sound like Italian. You guys.
You are. You
you guys.
did
Yeah.
this. You guys did this. Don't think I'm a lie me. You're an
Can you
Italian.
answer
okay.
me a question? Is Antrim, are there legislators in Antrim? Are they Republicans? Are they running that company, Antrim?
It's an insurance company.
Okay, but they're the ones who either say,
no,
they're the
no.
ones making a decision, one hospital.
Why in
Not
the
this legislature.
world?
Did we vote on one bill that says 10 hospitals are out?
As an individual in the committee
Mm-hmm.
that has insurance and banking,
I think your committee's all screwed up, but go ahead.
I can tell you, all right, they simply did this because it was financially better and they could
Right.
get away with it.
Then-
And not only could we not form an insurance exchange, we can't change what they're doing. This is what you guys did. You're letting an insurance company
You just
run it.
answered my question. Then how is it you guys, it's
It's the
Antrim that cut the 10?
Republicans who let this happen,
Because
not the
we did not
Democrats.
want Obamacare. We did not want to set the
Good.
state up for a
Thank-
sales tax.
Thank you very much.
You're right. We
They
didn't.
do not want Obamacare, so what they did
You're
is
right.
they made it illegal for us to form an insurance exchange because they hated Obama.
Don't you-
So the
no,
insurance company
no,
cut
no,
out
it
10
has nothing to do with
hospitals,
Obama.
and it's all because you hate Obama.
No, it has nothing to do. We hate Obama.
I gotta.
It's not personal.
Oh yes,
it's
they-
professional.
let me tell you, it's
22,000
Take my
New
word
Ham-
for it.
Don't
I'm
you-
up there. Remember, you forget.
Don't you care
I'm
about?
up there.
Don't you care about those
It's
22,000
personal.
New Hampshire
It's
residents knocked off
personal.
insurance? Don't you care about those people?
I think we already went over that.
I know, but I'm saying, don't you care?
Yes.
And there's more and more
And
people
do
being
you really
knocked
think
off.
that people are going to start listening to you guys saying the same thing over
Mm-hmm.
and over again, and when they get the facts about it, they're not going to hear the facts that it was you guys who stopped us from having an insurance
Mm-hmm.
exchange, which meant loss of jobs, people not having the ability
Mm-hmm.
to get their own doctors. It's you guys, the Republicans, not Republican voters,
Us Republicans are-
Republican
us Republicans-
politicians, because you hate Obama.
Okay, I'm going to stand here and apologize on TV
Go
right
ahead.
now. Us Republicans are very sorry because we want smaller government. We want government out of your pockets, out of your house. We want you to take advantage of the American dream. We want you to stand up on your own. We want to give you a hand up, not a handout like you want to continue. You want to redistribute everybody's money to go and cut their quality of life.
You know, I can go to the handbook for Republicans and show you exactly this is what they say all the time. Hey, aren't you better spending your own money than we are? I mean, we're much better. But the fact is that you took the ability for these people to save money,
How
to
do we do that?
keep their
How-
money.
I'm going to sit and listen. Tell me how we did that.
All right, we're gonna
No,
move
I
on.
want to hear how we
We're
did
gonna
that.
move on. Well,
I want to hear how we did that.
The only thing we'd be doing is repeating it.
Okay.
Well, let's move on. As
All
of,
right, the
as
truth
of,
hurts.
as of
Scared.
today, Obamacare is a success.
How
8
is it a success?
million people signed up, and 35 years old and younger, 1/3 of the whole insurance thing are those people who pay.
Okay.
This is what's
How
working.
many people
and what are you going to
paid?
do?
How many of those
What,
people paid
what
in?
are you going to do?
How many of those
No, no.
people are paid in?
You don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want Obamacare. What are you going to do to change? What are you going to do to make it better?
What?
Are you gonna make it better or are you gonna get rid of
I
it?
want your committee to get off their butt and put in legislation so people can group together, so we can cross borders and with companies' insurance in Massachusetts, in Maine, and Vermont. I want your committee to do their job.
You know, it's really interesting. If you would have let us had the insurance
Yeah.
exchange, we could have done that.
That's right. If
But,
we let him
okay.
have big
So
government,
guess
that's
who's
right.
coming in 2015 and
who's coming in?
2016?
What?
3 other companies have already filed to
Oh,
come in.
here we go
But the
again.
problem
After the
is-
election.
But the
After the election.
we like them today.
They're all coming in after the election.
Is this guy nuts? Is this guy,
Hey,
are
they're
you-
all coming
are
in
you- are you-
after 2014
crazy?
election. They're all coming. If you build it, they will come.
You know, one good thing about the Republicans, they keep saying the same thing. The reason why they can't come in before the
Why?
election is because you guys forced them that they couldn't come in because you made it illegal.
No, that's not true.
Oh,
that's not
God,
true.
okay.
What we did,
Obamacare is working.
Obamacare is not
Let
working.
us move over to the death penalty.
Can I ask you one question?
No, you cannot.
For your
if
constituents
it has to
in
do
mind?
with the death penalty.
No. Okay, we'll go on the death penalty because
I'm
a lot of
not asking
people,
a
a lot of
question.
people
I'm
are going to be
drinking water.
dying if they get on
I'll gargle.
A lot of
I'm not
people are going to
listening
be
to you.
dying if they're on
Move on.
Medicaid,
Move
waiting for
on.
specialized clinics appointments.
Oh,
Okay?
no, don't tell me you're going to, oh, wait a trying to tell? Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell
Listen
me
to what
now
I said.
that there are going to be
Listen
people
to
going
what I
around killing
said.
people?
No,
Hey, you
I
heard
n-
it.
I never said
Republicans have
people
been
going
saying
around
this
killing people.
forever.
If you
Not
look,
getting the right.
I brought this up before. If you look at the VA, look at what's going on in the VA system. VA is a form of Medicare almost, the same system. We have our own hospitals. It's taken forever and ever for veterans to get into hospitals. They're dying of colon cancer. They're dying of other sicknesses. Look at the studies that's going on around the country. What do you think is going to happen to these people that are forced on the government rolls? They're going to be waiting and waiting. They're going to say, oh, wait for the president to say, oh, no, we can't do that. You don't need chemo.
Wait a minute.
You don't need chemo. We're not
Hold on
going
a
to
second.
government making
You
the
see,
decision.
If we would have had an insurance exchange, nobody would be waiting because we would have all our hospitals.
I hate to say that's a bunch of
Let's move
BS.
on
Let's go on to the
the
death
death
penalty.
penalty.
Well, you can lie with a straight face.
No,
It's unbelievable.
you got. I'll tell you what. It's worked before. I hope it doesn't work again. You keep saying the same thing
Medicaid
over
work?
and over, and people start believing.
Does
it.
Medicaid
death
work?
penalty? I believe it should be repealed.
I was so happy that it was not repealed. There was a 12-12 vote in the Senate, and then they tabled it. 24-0, they tabled it. Democrats voted to table it too.
A table. What does a table mean?
Tabling means it sits in the little box
On a
there,
table,
on a table,
basically.
basically in the box in the filing cabinet, and a Senate can make a motion to bring it off the
bring it
table,
back.
and you need a majority to take it back to
Three-quarters.
vote. Right? No, not in the Senate. It's a majority. I've asked that
thought
question.
it says- okay.
I thought the
All right.
House is 3/4.
All right, okay.
After the
Oh, as
certain
if we
dates.
can do anything by 3/4. That's
Right.
almost
You're not-
impossible.
you're not gonna
you
do it.
table it in the House and it's gone.
That's right, because the Republicans will make damn well sure that we're not taxing and
No.
raising fees.
We didn't mention taxes. How did you get taxes and fees out of a table?
Because what you
On
guys
the death
do are
penalty?
unbelievable.
Well,
okay.
Do
but
you,
the
do
de-
you
let me-
believe you want to save money?
Do you know something?
You want to save money? Do you want to save money?
Not
It's
at a
cost
family-
$5 million a year right at
So-
this point to prosecute this man.
How much money-
to put him on death row, to keep him on death row? $5 million, less than $1 million to keep a
Officer
person.
Briggs.
Wait a minute. It would cost $5 million, $1 million to keep him alive.
Officer Briggs,
Okay.
a fellow Marine, I'm a retired Marine, he was killed in the line of duty.
Absolutely.
Now, if that death penalty went forward and you heard everyone, oh, we're still going to kill Addison, we're still going to kill him. That's a bunch of BS because there'll be no death penalty on the books. You opened up a court case for him, Addison's lawyers, to go to court now because the death penalty is repealed. Because Democrats and a few
Excuse me.
Wait.
Wait.
did not have
So
the
you're
guts to stand
for
up.
the death penalty?
I am.
Okay,
yes.
you're for the death
I'm in.
penalty.
You kill a
So
police officer,
what-
you deserve to be put to death.
What's interesting about that is you're letting this person off.
How?
You're getting rid of him, and you're not putting him in a box for 40 years and let him suffer hell on earth.
No.
You guys would say,
How do you-
let's just kill the man, let's get rid of the person.
Our prisons
I
are like
don't-
country clubs. How does he suffer?
I enjoy to see somebody in the box who kills people. A country
Wait, define a box. What's a
country club
box?
for
What
death
is-
row
define
people.
a box. What's a box?
8x8, 8x10.
Okay, a cell with 2 people, maybe
No,
3 people.
no,
Huh?
no.
What? You go out in the yard, you watch TV, you eat 3 meals a day. Come on, at the taxpayer's expense.
Oh, and you're
What do
in-
you tell
you're-
that
you're-
family?
You're in jail when your parents die. Your
What-
kids don't talk to you.
What was
You're
the
there
fam-
for every
what's the
holiday.
family in Mount Vernon?
Excuse me.
What was the name
That
of that
happens
family?
to be torture, in my opinion. And you see, you guys are letting him off easy.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I like hell on earth before he goes straight to hell.
Doesn't that give the family closure that man killed the officer? How about the people that
Excuse-
killed?
excuse
How about
me,
the Mount
excuse me.
Vernon murders?
Does it
Mm-hmm.
really? Does it really have closure?
Yes.
When the person who killed another person, their family
Mm-hmm.
can't stop it in a sense, but it's closure when that other person is executed. Is
put
that
it-
what you believe?
Yeah.
It's not revenge.
I believe it's closure.
It's not revenge.
I believe it's closure. Yes.
Okay.
Because now, do you put $5 million? How much money do you say that police officer's is worth? How much money is it worth there? Because this guy killed a police officer in the line of duty. So you're saying you're worried about the dollars
You're-
and lawyers?
Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm talking about the death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
I added the money because you Republicans are always
But there's-
talking about money. You think that it's the best thing is to kill the gentleman who killed a police officer. By the way, I'm not absolutely against that. We're talking back and forth.
So you're a hypocrite
No,
then.
I'm against the death penalty, period, under any circumstances. But we talked about this last week. If somebody killed my wife and my son, if the police didn't get them before I got them, I probably would kill that individual.
I would in a
And the
heartbeat.
reason why I would is because I'd be as nuts as that person is.
Yeah.
I would like that person to be tortured. Being in
How
jail
are
for
you
40 years is not
Have you
a
been in our
picnic.
prisons?
Oh, have you been in prison? Yes, yes.
How are you
Matter of
tortured you
fact,
when you're hanging out with peers, with people of the same quality you
it's
have?
so much fun.
But the bottom line
Because
is
they
you're
go
still
bowling,
you're still
they play
breathing.
ping
You're
pong.
watching TV.
I
You're
mean,
eating
they
three
go
meals.
out to watch the movies.
How is that torture?
It's
You know what would happen?
being in a cage is torture. And you want to know something?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody ever put you in a cage, that would be torture for you. You would be you'd find a way out.
Well,
You'd probably kill yourself.
no. Well, you know, if I was in the cage, I'd probably want to take somebody else out because I know that nothing's
There
going
we
to happen.
go.
If I was in now,
we
if
go.
somebody's put in a cage that committed, if he killed had the guts in the, to kill a cop, if you put him in prison, no death penalty, he's sitting there, he kills, God forbid, he kills a prison guard. What? They're going to move him now and move him into another cell?
We have
And nothing will ever happen?
we
They'll
have
slap him on the wrist.
We have a minute and a half. I swear to God, if they called us and said we could go on for an hour, we would.
We would. You ain't
We would,
kidding.
but we have a minute.
I just can't
24.
believe how we want to sing Kumbaya around the fire,
Would
cook
you
marshmallows.
cook marshmallows.
You know what I mean?
In prison, they're
yeah,
cooking
that's
down,
right.
they're
You
cooking
kill a
marshmallows.
prison guard.
It's a great place. I'm telling
you
you.
hack up a family in Mount
Hey,
Vernon.
I got a great idea. Instead
Stay
of
in
giving
jail.
the poor, housing, why don't we just put them in jail? My name is Ken Gidge, and I don't mean it that way because this is a wonderful
He
argument.
means it that way.
But you can get me at Gidge World, which is an art website, or you can call me at 603-864-9332.
And I'm Al Baldessaro from Londonderry. You can get me on my website, www.albaldessaro.com, or you can call me on my home phone, 425-6997.
If he
Ken,
answers.
it's always a pleasure, Ken.
Yeah, thank you.
God, I can't believe how you can lie with a straight face.
Yeah, and I can't believe you think you're preaching to the choir right there, because the people out there, after a while, hear the same thing all the time, and guess what?
Because naturally, I'm telling the truth if I say the same thing all the
That's
time.
what you think is the truth. Isn't that always the way?
Well, it's always an honor.
This has been fun,
Yes.
and I'm sure we're going to do it again.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
We need to
and,
get into
and by
the
the way,
other
I
subject.
did a show at his TV station, and he hasn't even invited me back.
No, because I live in a conservative town that don't have deep pockets like Nashua.
All right. See ya. Thanks.